U.S. President Donald Trump has pushed back on reports that the Pentagon is concerned an extended military campaign against Iran could prove difficult. He rebutted earlier reporting that suggested the Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman, Dan Kane, had been underscoring the risks of striking Iran. It comes as U.S. and Iranian diplomats are set to meet for a new round of talks on Thursday, with Trump's special envoy and son-in-law planning to travel to Geneva to meet with Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. Stuart Livingstone-Wallace, Bloomberg's executive editor for Middle East, North Africa, and Russia, joins me now. I mean, it's not an understatement to say that the region and the world are on really high alert around what happens with Iran. Clearly, the Trump administration has received many different military briefings. Do we have a better understanding of what his options are?
Yeah, well, so we think there are basically 4 options. Now, this is speculative, but hopefully semi-informed speculation. Option number 1 is the diplomatic track, the one they've been going down so far, and we have that meeting coming up on Thursday. Option 2 is cyber warfare and, propaganda. It feels maybe a little bit late for that, given the amount of hardware that's now in the region. And then option 3, limited strikes to try and push the deal forward or try and get some more concessions out of Iran. And then option 4, which is basically regime change, and that is effectively a multi-week campaign. There are some doubts about whether you can achieve that purely with airstrikes.
Okay, so do we understand better what his military advisors are telling him? Because there was a bit of confusion yesterday. It seems that there were reports that the Pentagon are warning him that a protracted series of military strikes would lead to unintended consequences or unknown consequences. But at the same time, President Trump seems to think that whatever they end up doing will be successful, even if they go down a more protracted military option route. So do we understand what the pros and the cons are from each relative approach?
I mean, I think if he is getting that advice, that is that a protracted war carries risks, I don't think that's particularly controversial. The minute you start deploying that kind of equipment and that scale over a long period of time, then obviously the risks increase exponentially. So then the question is, what exactly is the risk appetite with regard to US bases, with regard to oil fields, with regard to transiting through the Strait of Hormuz, and what exactly is the risk appetite in terms of the impact on the global economy?
Is there still a chance, Stuart, that we actually do get a diplomatic breakthrough in Geneva this Thursday?
I mean, I think there's a chance. I wouldn't put it particularly high, or at least there's been no signs from the Iranians so far that they're willing to make significant concessions.